Welcome to Past Tense, Present Meaning, where history comes alive. Today we journey through one of the most intense and enduring conflicts in modern history, the Wars of Israel. From its birth in 1948 to the battles and peace efforts that still shape the Middle East, this is the story of survival, struggle, and identity. Let's step back in time and uncover the history that still shapes our present. Imagine declaring your country's independence and going to war the very next day. Imagine every decade bringing a new battle, a new threat, a new test of survival. This is the story of Israel, a nation born in conflict, raised in the shadow of war, and still fighting for its place in history. From lightning victories to devastating losses, this is the 75-year saga of Israel's wars, and why they still shape the Middle East today. The year is 1948. The British are leaving Palestine after decades of rule. The United Nations votes to partition the land into two states, one Jewish, one Arab. But not everyone agrees. On May 14th, Israel declares independence. The next day, armies from Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon invade. What follows is the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, known in Israel as the War of Independence, and to Palestinians as the Nakba, the catastrophe. The fighting is fierce. In Jerusalem, street battles rage. Across the countryside, villages are abandoned or destroyed. When the war ends in 1949, Israel has not only survived, it has expanded its territory beyond what the UN proposed. But the human cost is enormous. Over 700,000 Palestinians become refugees, and the seeds of decades of conflict are sown. By 1967, tensions are boiling again. Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser orders UN peacekeepers out of the Sinai Peninsula and blocks Israeli shipping routes. Neighboring Arab states mobilize their forces. Israel strikes first. In just 6 days, June 5th to June 10th, Israel wins one of the most stunning military victories in modern history. It captures the Sinai Peninsula from Egypt, the Golan Heights from Syria, and the West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan. The map of the Middle East is transformed, but victory comes with a price. The newly occupied territories become a central flashpoint for future wars, uprisings, and peace talks. October 6, 1973. Yom Kippur, the holiest day in Judaism. While Israel's soldiers are fasting and praying, Egyptian and Syrian forces launch a massive surprise attack. At first, Israel is caught off guard. Egyptian troops cross the Suez Canal. Syrian tanks surge into the Golan Heights. Casualties mount quickly. But within weeks, Israel pushes back, regaining lost ground. The Yom Kippur War is both a military and political turning point. It shatters Israel's sense of invincibility and leads to U.S.-brokered peace efforts, including the Camp David Accords, which eventually bring peace with Egypt in 1979. In 1982, Israel invades Lebanon, aiming to push back the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization, and stop cross-border attacks. What begins as a quick operation turns into years of occupation and guerrilla warfare. By the 1990s and early 2000s, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is at the forefront again. Two Palestinian uprisings, known as the First and Second Intifadas, erupt, bringing waves of violence, suicide bombings, and military crackdowns. In 2006, Israel fights a month-long war with Hezbollah in Lebanon. The conflict ends without a clear victory and leaves both sides claiming success. Since 2007, Gaza has been under Hamas control, and the Strip has become the center of repeated wars with Israel. Operations in 2008 to 2009, 2012, 2014, and beyond see thousands of rockets fired into Israel and devastating airstrikes on Gaza. Each round of fighting ends with a fragile ceasefire, and each time, it eventually collapses. For the people on both sides, the cost is measured in lives, homes, and futures lost. Israel's history is written in battles, but also in moments of diplomacy. Peace with Egypt, peace with Jordan, failed talks, broken promises, and brief moments of hope. The wars of Israel are not just about land. They are about security, identity, and the struggle to coexist in one of the most contested places on earth. For some, Israel is a symbol of resilience, a nation that defied the odds. For others, it represents displacement and injustice. 75 years after its birth, Israel remains a nation in conflict, shaped by the wars it fought and by the peace it still seeks. And until that peace is found, the story of Israel's wars is far from over. The wars of Israel are only one chapter in the vast book of our shared past. If you enjoyed this journey through history and want more untold stories, epic battles, and lessons from the ages, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Together, we'll keep the past alive, one story at a time.